opportunity. It is the dynamic love of all that is. It is an awakening or an expanding that allows us to be fully present in life, regardless of circumstance. There's a peacefulness and a joyfulness that fills our hearts and minds, transforming, transforming everything and creating beauty and love and grace, peace and well being. There's one power in the universe, and each one of us is some part of it, and it is filled with love and light, peace and joy. And so I know as we come together this evening that there is an awakening that happens, an expanding that happens, and a deepening of the understanding of oneness, of love. And so, with deep appreciation and gratitude, I release these ideas into the law of mind, knowing it is done. And so it is. The Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake recognizes that we work, live, and play on the historical and traditional territory of many indigenous nations, including the Anishinaabe, the Wendat, and more recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit and the Haudenosaunee nations. And it's now home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. All across Turtle Island, we come together as one, and we recognize this, realizing our part in the history, and we choose to create a whole new reality. We are one. Let us just take a moment to acknowledge the land that we're on. Thank you. Miigwech. So, our vision at CSL on the Lake is transforming humanity through the emergence of the sacred, authentic self. And our mission is to welcome you as you are, where you are, without judgment or criticism, providing a sacred place of learning and growing as you seek to achieve your greatest dreams. We accomplish this by offering science mind classes, social events, inspiring workshops, thought provoking services, and practitioner support. We honor the revelation of your emerging sacred authentic self through our positive messaging and loving support. And I just want to give a thank you to my eldest daughter, Arlene Vernon, who gave us our meditation this evening. So thank you, Arlene. And now,
Good evening, everyone. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. We're going to try it with you. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to change. You'll always be the perfect you. There's nothing to rearrange. You're beautiful and capable of being the best you can. And you love yourself just the way you are. One more time with I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. just the way I am.
Can you kind of keep me to 20-minute stops? Thank you. All right. So the lesson tonight is the 8 habits of love. Wow, who knew there were eight? The idea is that love is a uniting force. It's not the emotion that we sometimes think about. It's not about our relationships. It is more about that connection to the divine, the absolute within us, and then how we choose to live in the world around us. So what we're doing is we're waking ourselves up to a bigger idea of what is possible, and how we treat each other, what we do, the way we show up, all of that really, really matters. So the first one of these habits is generosity. And it's the practice of opening our hearts and being available to everyone, being open and receptive to each person that is around us, not holding back, not resisting, not choosing, who I'm going to be kind to or who I'm going to be generous to, but being generosity of spirit is to open our minds and hearts so that we can fully, fully be present with whatever's going on around us. And we want to be able to do that everywhere we look with all people. The idea of generosity is that there is an energy that's flowing between us, and we want to make sure that we allow that to go constantly. The other thing is stillness. In the habit of stillness, what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to be, to simply be. Because I think sometimes we're a little busy, aren't we? We're doing stuff, we're running here and there, we're all hyper and trying to get stuff done. But there's something about just simply relaxing and simply being present with life, whatever it looks like, without labeling it that it has to be this or that, but rather allowing it to just be what it is. In each moment, we have an opportunity to simply allow ourselves to show up and to take time in the silence, in the stillness, where we quiet the mind. So, our practice, of course, is meditation. We take time in meditation so that we can breathe, we can settle, and we can allow ourselves to be present with whatever is and allow that quietness to feed our soul so we begin to tap into who we really are and what's really going on for us. The next one is truth. What's interesting about truth is it's true. Way to go, Rev Emmy. It's true. When we think about truth, sometimes we think about just telling the truth, but there's a greater truth that's going on. We're all part of an infinite universe, right? There's a power for good in the universe. It is not limited by anything other than the thoughts that I think. I can limit it, but it of itself is not. And capital T truth is universal. That means it doesn't matter who comes to the ideas of oneness, comes to the ideas of spirituality or this journey that we're on, but there's something about this truth that goes far beyond anything we've ever imagined or ever thought was possible. And we can accomplish all things because there is only one thing going on. And we think in and out of it. And it is as we're thinking and as we're living and as we're exploring, we start to see that there's something more going on than what we can see, touch, and feel. Things happen and we go, wow, that's a miracle. What if it's just the natural flow of the universe when I'm in alignment with whatever's happening? What if it isn't a miracle, some big grand idea, but just an expression of energy that it now gets to flow because I'm not in the way? I'm not blocking or stopping it. I'm showing up as who I am and allowing the energy of life to flow with ease and grace. So each one of us has that ability. Each one of us is part of this universal whole. And as a result of that, we are capable of changing our thinking. And by doing that, we change our life, we change our world, right? Something happens that makes a difference. The idea of candor Candor is a word that we don't tend to use too often, but it's one that actually matters. And it's significant because it's misunderstood. Um, Candor is a habit that can be life changing for everybody involved. It's about having the courage to have difficult conversations. So that's kind of like the show that I do on Wednesdays, Spirit Cafe. It's challenging conversations, courageous conversations. Because how often do we hold back or hold off what we're going to say or what we're going to do? Okay, I just, nothing like reading a sign in the front row to throw you off your, off your game. My husband's very naughty. Um, he just put a sign in the front. Well, he had our lovely sound person put a sign in the front saying that that chair is reserved for my boyfriend. So, um, it, well, hopefully he shows up. Be such a disappointment if that seat stays empty. I'll tell you. I mean, he should be here for my 20th wedding renewal of vows, right? So, difficult conversations. There's one. Talking about what's going on. Well, I'm just thrown right off. How great is that? I love interruptions because the cool thing about an interruption is it causes you to get out of your head for a minute and back into your heart and into a space of just being. And the idea of love is oneness. That's most of the habits and the things that we do and how we do it. The truth is, love is oneness, and that means it's not the emotion, it's not what we feel in our hearts, that we go lovey stuff, but it's an energy of us being connected, and we're all connected. There is no separation between you and I mean, it looks like there's you know different of us, or some online and some in the room, and but the truth is, there is only oneness. And that oneness, when we look at it from a scientific perspective, if we were to look at, everything around us under a really powerful microscope, what we would see is a lot of space with little tiny dots of stuff in it. That's the only thing you would see. It wouldn't matter if you were looking at the stage or your hand, or if you were looking at the air, like all of it is just that empty space. And what's interesting about it is that it is an intelligence that flows through us, right? Because it's being us, but it's like we move it. And the way we move it is by our thinking. And when I think a thought, what happens is it comes into being. So sometimes we think thoughts like, oh, this is the worst day ever. And then, sort of moment by moment, it just continues to perpetuate. And then other days we wake up and, everything's smelling rosy and beautiful. And it's like no matter what we touch, it's like it turns to gold. It's like everything is fun and interesting and beautiful, and everything flows nicely. And there's this idea in mind. And scientists have talked about watching an experiment. And depending on who is watching it, the experiment changes. So, what does that tell us? Our thinking changes the outcome. So, what we teach here is science of mind, right? Now, that might sound like, ooh, what's that? But really, what it's talking about is that our thinking, the way we think, the way we show up, moves that energy into form. So, God is not an energy that's judging and critical. God is love. So we can call it God or spirit or first cause or universe or the beloved. I like that, the beloved, or like Rev M.E. would say, cosmos. It is the cosmos. It is the all in the all. And when we come to understand that it's right here, it's the cells of my body, the activity of my mind, it's the journey that I walk, it's everything. And when I know that, I can stop fearing. What's going to happen when? Well, when? Now. The power is now. There's only now. In this now moment, this energy is moving however I choose to move it. It's moving, it's flowing, it's creating, it's moving according to my consciousness. It will create my life experience, as it will for you. What you think about, what the energy that you use, the way you talk about life, the way you show up in life is going to mirror whatever you believe about you, whatever you believe about your situation. So what is it that you're believing? Do you believe that you're small and broken and flawed? Well, let's interrupt that. I think you're unique and special, remarkable, beautiful, fabulous, perfect, whole, and complete. Isn't that much better? Don't you prefer that? That you're this divine, creative goddess, or what would you call a man? Well, God, I guess. Although there's the goddess energy, right? The male and the female is in both of us. We're both of it. Uh, but there's this energy of life that we have within us, and that energy is infinite. And we play really small, right? Oh, little old me. But what if we stop doing that? What if we recognize that this universe, God, spirit, whatever we want to call it, is for us? It is being us, and it has said yes to us. What if we woke up one day and went, yes, I can be a musician, I can be a motorcycle racer? Well, that's my 6-year-old great grandson. This is the freakiest thing. No, it's brilliant. This little being, 6 years old, just turned six the end of August. And his grandpa went and bought him a dirt bike. He's six. He gets on it and rides it like he's been riding it for his life, first time out. His grandma, my beautiful daughter, recorded this young fella, and he takes that thing and he's riding. It's about his fifth time out, and he takes it over a jump. He's getting air, and then spins around and hello, you're six. I wouldn't get on a motorcycle today. That's you, I know. You're sitting right there. Jude is in the house. There's something about life that if we will just get out of our heads for half a minute and start to acknowledge the gifts that we've been given, the people that we truly are, that's love. It's acknowledging myself for who I am, not who my parents say I should be. If he was my son, well, he's my great grandson, but if he were my son, I probably wouldn't buy him a motorcycle. And look what we would miss. This kid is a prodigy, right? It's like somebody sits down at the piano and they just start playing the piano. They just know how to do that. That's love. That's the energy of the universe being moved through. I mean, Mozart didn't take lessons. He sat down and wrote music by playing it. He could feel the energy of the music just by touching the keys. Beethoven was deaf and composed music by drawing a keyboard on his dining room table or whatever and created these beautiful, beautiful pieces of music that are just indescribable. There is something within each one of us, and this is what love is. Love is that energy of life that's within us. It's not something we can get, go find, it's already there. And all we need to do is remember who we are. We are not broken. We're not flawed. We're not less than. We're not, somebody's a president. Oh, yay. Oh, bullshit. We are perfect, whole, and complete. We were created by this infinite, intelligent creator, right? This creator did not make us flawed and broken, but made us whole and complete, made us divine and beautiful. And each one of us is unique and special. Every person on the planet. Whether we remember that or not, that's the question. Do I remember who I was when I came in? We come in as these little tiny things, these little tiny bundles, and we're given to well-meaning adults. Whoa, what's wrong with that picture, right? And these well-meaning adults go, I'm going to make you into something. And then you start running around. Like earlier tonight, Jude was running, running, running. It's like, whoa, it's exhausting. And, his grandma's going, careful, stop, stop. And I'm like, let him run. What's he going to run into? Like, there's nothing here. He can just run around and burn off that energy. When Genevieve was little, some of you came to CSL Toronto, and I would be doing the lesson, and she'd be hanging onto my leg. Didn't bother me at all. Bothered some of the people who attended the service, but she was quiet. She just hung on to me while I did my lesson. Of course, I would let her do that. Why not? She's not saying anything. She's not interrupting anything. It didn't bother me. I could still give a lesson. The thing is that we are brought into this thing called life, and we're brought in absolutely perfect for what it is we're meant to do here in this world at this time. The universe is an exact thing, right? We come in exactly as we're meant to be. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. We are exactly who we're meant to be. And if we're really fortunate, we will have grown-ups around us who go, yes, be yourself. Go ahead, ride that dirt bike. Take it to town. Fly off that jump. Why not? You're 6. You should have mastered this by now. I'm, I'm still shaking my head. I saw the video for the first time yesterday. So I'm still like, what? But that's somebody who believes in him, who's watching him, and instead of stifling him, trying to keep him safe, is saying, be you. Imagine what we would be if we lived in a way where the people around us said, hey, be you. Figure out who you are. Just be that. And I'm going to support you 100%, no matter what. And if you slip and fall, I'll be there to put my hand out and say, here we go, let's go again. Let's do it again. Let's find another way. Let's stand in what we are and who we are, and let's really shout from the rooftops and be what we were created to be. Ernest Holmes created this teaching by, I don't know, living, right? And what's really cool about him is his nickname was Happy. Because you know, when you're living who you are, it's easy to be happy. When you're putting in time, when you're following somebody else's rules and guidelines, when somebody's saying, oh, hey, you need to be a this or that or the other thing. You know, in school, it's great because you get into high school and then the guidance counselor says to you, well, here's the best fields to go into because these are the ones that are hiring right now. What? What? Okay, that's nice. So I can work for 40 years at a job I hate, earning whatever, and get to the end scratching my head. It's called midlife crisis, where I stand up one day and go, I hate my life. My life sucks. I'm doing things I don't like for people that aren't always that fun, and I'm getting a paycheck that might even be a really good one, but somehow I'm not satisfied. I'm putting in time, and I'm scratching my head going, why? What's that song, Que Sera Sera? What's that? Girl, ask my mother, what should I be? Like she'd know. Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Yeah, not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Yeah, like, you know, we're asking people, what should I be? What should I do? Well, they don't know. We got some teenagers in the house. Nobody knows what you should be, but you do. And you know what? You don't need to know right now. I did, you know, when I became a minister, you know, when I found this path, I became a minister on my 42nd birthday. You got lots of time, honey. We find our voice, we find our rhythm, we stand in possibility in the moment that we're willing to, when we can love ourselves enough to go, you know what? I am who I am. And I'm going to find that and I'm going to figure that out. And by figuring that out, I'm going to live a life that is fun. All of my friends are retired. Like my best friends that I went to high school with, we're still friends. I don't know, maybe somebody's online now, who knows? But You know what's interesting? They're all retired, and I'm just getting started.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
Is Barbara's boyfriend in the house? If he is, he needs to come up to partake. Behind the curtain. Okay, so how should we do this here? Oh, so nice to see you again.
Everybody heard that, Ken. That was nice. So just to explain the reserved for Barbara's boyfriend, it's been a running gag for Barbara and I for years and years and years now that I'll all of a sudden ask her in the middle of the day, I'll go, so what are you doing today? And you'll say something like,
I don't know. I haven't called my boyfriend yet to find out.
aha, caught you. Or else you'll say something that you're doing for the day, like what?
Oh, well, I'm going to go do some shopping or something.
Okay, so when you go shopping, is it going to be after you see your boyfriend?
No, probably before.
Caught you. Now, and I've always said this, if I make her laugh, there's not a lot of money in it, but it makes my heart sing. So that's the whole boyfriend thing.
Is this okay here? All right. Well, it is with great pleasure the joy, and the will of this loving group to pour upon you its collective blessings as you again make the covenant of dedication to each other. They've also come here tonight in the further hope of their ritual of bonding will help bring us all closer together. If you are here tonight with a spouse or a partner, let this ceremony be a reminder, a rededication of your own loving bond. Now, in your wedded state, in your life together, you are truly expressing love. Anyone that knows you too knows that's the truth. You are part of the solid foundation of the society of life. As husband and wife, you are examples of the oneness of purpose that works through love and faith. I ask you to please join hands. These are the hands of your best friend, strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours, celebrating 20 years of marriage. As you promise to continue to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever, these are the hands that will work alongside yours as you continue to build your future. These are the hands that will cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that have countless times wiped the tears from your eyes. Tears of sorrow and tears of joy. Did I leave the Kleenex over there? Okay. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. Now, in the memory of that first promise, wherein each of you covenanted to love each other, to honor your individuality, respect your right to change, cherish your friendship, and trust your judgment. You promised to be honest with each other, always. And as you faced your challenges together, and as you would grow from your shared experiences, do you now, each of you, in the presence of these witnesses, sincerely promise your renewal of those first vows? We do.
We do.
Thank you. Will the congregation now join me in blessing this couple who have renewed their vows? Let us affirm 3 times. You are enfolded and strengthened in love. You are and strengthened in love. Again. You are enfolded and strengthened in love. You are enfolded and strengthened in love. Thank you. This is truly a holy communion, a journey through life with one you love as an equal partner, sharing equally both the authority and the responsibilities inherent in any partnership, bearing equally what burdens there be, basking equally in the glories. In that vision you wish to enter into now, please say we do.
We do.
Another witness. Hallelujah. Pierre, placing the ring you have for Barbara on her finger, please speak these words after me. This ring is a symbol of my love.
This ring is a symbol of my love.
May it continue to remind you
May it continue to remind you
of the commitment
of the commitment
we made
we made
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
And we commit
And we commit
to today to create a life filled
to today to recreate a life full
with love and happiness.
with love and happiness.
And Barbara, placing the ring you have for Pierre on his finger, please speak these words after me. This ring
This
is
ring
is a symbol of my love.
is a symbol of my love.
May it continue to remind you of the commitment
May it continue to remind you of the commitment
we made 20 years ago
that we made 20 years ago
and recommit to today
and recommit to today
to create a life filled
to create a life filled
with love and happiness.
with love and happiness.
And so now, inasmuch as you, Barbara, and you, Pierre, have announced the truths that are already written in your hearts and have witnessed the same in the presence of these, your friends, and the one loving Spirit, we observe joyfully that you have re-declared yourselves to be husband and wife.
Can I kiss her now?
Oh, I guess you can. Please kiss your wife. I didn't write that in. I would now like to read the essay on marriage by Cahill Gibran. Love one another, but make not a bond of your love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, yet drink not from the same cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and joyous, but let each of you be alone, even as the strings of a lute are alone, and even though the quiver with the same music. Mm-hmm. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, but not too near together. Too late for that. For the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. Now join me in prayer. Spirit of love and life, out of this world, two souls have found each other. Their destinies shall now be woven into one design, and their perils and their joys shall not be known apart. Pierre and Barbara, May your home be a place of happiness for all who enter it, a place where the old and the young are renewed in each other's company, a place for growing and a place for sharing, a place for music and a place for laughter, a place for prayer and a place for love. May those who are nearest to you be constantly enriched by the beauty and the bounty of your love for one another. May your work be a joy of your life that serves the world. And may your days be good and long upon the earth. I say amen and amen.
Amen.
Blessed be Mr. and Mrs. Schreiner Trudeau.
Let there be you. Let there be me. Let there be oysters under the sea. Let there be wind and occasional rain, chili con carne and sparkling champagne. Let there be birds to sing in the trees. Let there be cuckoos, a lark and a dove. There be cuckoos, a lark and a dove. But first of all, please, let there be love. Let there be cuckoos, a lark and a dove. But first of all, please, let there be love. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Let there be love.
So now, I'll use this one.
I just want to say, oh, right. 20 years ago, when we got married, we had a lunch after the ceremony, and it was wonderful. Um, but the one thing we didn't get to do was dance. And so this was, merci beaucoup, Geneviève. Thank you so much, Dave. That was fantastic. And Barbara has had challenges over the last few years that have prevented us from dancing. So the fact that she is no longer in pain makes the dance we just shared
that much more special, he said in very bad English. And just one last
It
thing.
is your second language, so we understand.
That's right. Um, I'm just going to say this one last thing, and then I'll. It was amazing. It was amazing looking into your eyes, Barbara. It was like 20 years ago, and now it was all this amazing whirl of then and now and everything in between. And seeing you, Nancy, sitting there. Nancy was at our was there on our wedding day. And at the time, I was very good friends with Michael, her husband. But these two, Barbara and Nancy, did not know each other. And now, 20 years later, they're the best of friends. Michael and I are the best of friends. Our two daughters are the best of friends. Oh, okay, sorry. That's going to be an awkward conversation afterwards. But no, seriously, they are the best of friends. And just seeing you there, Nancy, just reminded me of all that. Emmy, thank you. That was beautiful. Those words of, yeah, um, yeah. Well, that's and thank you, mon ange. I love you more than.
Well, back to work. Wow. I'm just so grateful for everyone who is here today and who's online. And I just want to say that this moment is really special because, well, fifth time's the charm. Took me a minute to get this right. So I'm just super, super grateful and I couldn't be happier. So now it is that time in our service when we give back of our good. And so I want to invite you to say along with us the abundance confirmation. We're confirming that abundance exists. So together, please. I receive with gratitude. I use what I receive. I share with love. The law of circulation is active in my life now. I am grateful and all is well. Do you want to? All right, and Genevieve is going to sing. We can sing together. The ways to give, there's many, but right now we're going to pass the basket and sing God is my source.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I thank thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. How about love? Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy, joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks, for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Well, and thank you all for being here, and thank you for the ways in which you enrich this center, my life. I've never been happier than I am at the moment, so I thank you for that because this is my love. And there's many ways to give to CSL on the Lake, especially for you guys people online, excuse me. You can give through e-transfer. You can go to our website, cslonthelake.com, and hit the give link. Or if you're here, you can use debit and credit with the little square machine. There's so many ways to give. And of course, you can always mail a check to our office at 38 Kootenay Crescent in Toronto. So I am grateful, grateful, grateful. And at this point, let us just close our service with a little blessing of our own as we bless the offering and bless each other and bless you for sharing this wonderful, beautiful time with us. So we come together knowing that there is one power in the universe. Call it love, call it God, call it spirit. First cause, universe, so many words. Allah, Buddha, so many names. And yet somehow there is an energy or a vibration that is love. And that sort of says it all, that it is an energy of oneness. And so, as we come together this evening and as we close out this service, we do so with a sense of appreciation and gratitude for what has been shared, gratitude for our time together. And I'm grateful for all who have participated in this event today. And I'm grateful to my beautiful, beloved daughter, Arlene, for giving us a glorious meditation to kick us off. Yes, thank you. It was beautiful. And of course, to my youngest daughter, Genevieve, for the music, for the heart that she brings and the joy that she shares that lifts this space. For my marvelous partner in life, my husband, Pierre, for the many gifts that he brings to me, the way that he runs the camera for the event, and all the work that he does here. I love you, mon bon démon. Merci beaucoup. And then there's Deja. Oh, sweetie pie. Deja is my admin assistant, and she brings such joy and beauty to all that we do. And I am so grateful for every little minute that you give to this cause, to the people here, to my life. You make it so much easier. I love you. God bless you. So grateful for you. Hmm. And Madeline, Genevieve's best friend, my sound tech genius. Oh, I love you, sweetheart. I'm so grateful for everything that you do, the beauty that you bring, and the fact that people can hear me because you're here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. And of course, our board president is here today, Nancy Miranda, the mother of Maddie and my best friend. And she's here to, she does so much. She sets up, she takes down, she just goes and goes and goes. And then in her spare time, she gives me a Reiki treatment just to keep me sharp. So, Nancy, I love you. I love you, my friend. And thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. And of course, we got Dave Matheson here on the keyboard. Oh, Dave. You light up my life in so many ways, and I'm so grateful for you. And then, of course, Reverend M.E., my associate minister. I love you. Thank you. Mm. Oh, you did us so proud today. That was so beautiful, and I'm so grateful. So life is full, and life is full of so many things and so many opportunities, and it is what we make it. And today I choose to make it great. I choose to make it amazingly awesome, to love, to laugh, to play, and to be all that I was created to be. And my hope is that you too will decide today to be exactly who you were created to be. Live loud, live large, live true. I love you. God bless you. And now, Genevieve, close us off. Thanks, everyone.
Looking out in the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind, but you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, you don't need to do more. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Oh, baby, what you done to me? You make me feel so good inside. And I just wanna be close to you. You make me feel so alive. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman.
So we have some cake and coffee. So do stick around. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.